MotorWeek, television's original automotive magazine.
John, back in the day when this Mustang was new, instruments were a lot different than what they are today. See, back then, things like the speedometer was run by a speedometer cable, and other things were hardwired, and, well, everything was mechanical in the way that it worked. Today, none of this stuff, even though it may look the same, none of it works the same. It's all electronic. Now, as the owner of a vehicle, what does that mean for you? Well, there's some basic things that you have to know. First, the way these work. There are going to be sensors at various spots around the vehicle. Those sensors generate a signal that is sent to the car's computer. The computer analyzes those signals, converts them into something that can be read by the instruments in the instrument cluster. Now here we can control this one, we can turn it on, and we can see the gauges move and so on. Now, here's the problem. If one of these doesn't work, how do you know if it's the instrument cluster, which has to be replaced as an entire unit, or is it something else? Well, there's a test procedure that'll tell you whether it's one of the sensors, whether it's the wire between the sensor and the computer, it's the computer, the wire between the computer and the instrument cluster, or the instrument cluster itself. See, all of these signals feed in on one common connector on the back of the cluster. That's all there is. What makes these go bad? Well, there are a lot of things. Number one is failure to properly maintain your battery cable connections. See, if the cable connections get dirty, you can get voltage spikes through the electrical system, and that can damage the electronics in the instrument cluster. That's number one. Number two is improper or even proper use of booster cables. You can do everything right, and you can still damage the electronics in this instrument cluster. And here's one that might surprise you. If you're a smoker, you should get out of the habit of smoking in the car, because smoking leaves a film inside these instruments that can actually shorten their life. All right, now, here's another issue with it, and that is that the whole assembly has to be replaced, and in the past, the only way you could do that was with a brand new unit. Well, these came from Dorman. Dorman Products is remanufacturing instrument clusters for some vehicles. Now, what do? Well, things like stepper motors are upgraded. They have better circuit boards. They're actually gone through and, in most cases, made better than new. But then there's another issue, and they have addressed that as well. You don't have to worry about odometer problems or having issues with your title as to true mileage unknown, because they document all of the mileage information that is needed to keep you legal. So, great idea and a good way to save money. If you have a question or comment, drop me a line right here at MotorWeek.